Hi friends, welcome back to my video. Today I'm going to be going over products that I've switched from conventional products to non-toxic products in my home. And if you're new here, my name is Tori and I love creating videos about living a healthy, productive, and mindful lifestyle. I'd love for you to take a moment to just give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more videos like this, and if you haven't already done so, I'd love if you could subscribe to my channel as it really helps me grow. So I did a whole video about why I think it's so important to make the switch to natural, non-toxic products in your home. So if you're interested in that, I'll have that linked somewhere up here. But I'm very passionate about the products that I use on my skin, in my body, and in my home. And I've seen a huge improvement in my health and my lifestyle over the years as I've implemented these changes. So one of the first things that I wanted to mention is making your own exfoliator. So I love to use coconut oil and just pure white sugar or cane sugar as an exfoliator on my face. I definitely will recommend that you be careful with coconut oil. A lot of people can't use it on their face. For some people, it really clogs their pores. So if that's you, if you find that your face is sensitive to coconut oil, just substitute coconut oil for another oil like jojoba oil or avocado oil. But the point is that you can make your own skincare products and they're so affordable and completely non-toxic. Another really easy swap that I've made is instead of using bubble baths or bath bombs that have a lot of fragrance and artificial dyes and everything, I just use pure Epsom salt and essential oils. And then another swap that I made, which this one is actually super important, is instead of using dryer sheets, which are actually one of the worst products that we have in our home, they're just filled with so many bad chemicals, I actually use dryer balls instead. So I have wool dryer balls. So we actually don't have a dryer right now, which is completely unrelated to this video. So all of our clothes right now are being air dried, but when we do have a dryer, or if I do laundry in a laundromat, then I use dryer balls. Again, I use a couple drops of essential oil on them. That's completely up to you if you want to do that or not. But as far as I'm concerned, dryer sheets are kind of a useless product that just add a lot of negative impacts to our life. And if you find that your clothes are staticky without them, a couple tips are to either cut down your drying time. Usually your clothes are staticky because you're over drying them by about 5 to 10 minutes. So just dry them 5 to 10 minutes less and you should see a significant difference. Otherwise, you can put a couple safety pins on your dryer balls. I've never done this. Again, I don't have a dryer right now, but I've heard people say that pinning a couple little safety pins on your dryer balls helps to reduce the static. Another swap that I did, and this wasn't so much a swap, but when we got married, I registered for all glass containers. I knew that I didn't want plastic. I've really tried to avoid any plastic in our house. And I know that there is BPA-free plastic, but I still just prefer to use glass for anything that our food is touching. Especially if you are microwaving food, you definitely should not be putting plastic in the microwave. There's just so much potential for chemicals to be leaking into your food. So I love using glass containers instead of plastic containers to store my food. Another swap, this is a more recent swap for me, and it's honestly one of my favorites, is my cookware. I switched from regular non-stick Teflon pans to a cast iron pan. You guys, I was so scared to make this swap. I don't know why, it was just really intimidating. I didn't grow up using cast iron. I just didn't really understand it. So I put this off for well over a year and I finally switched to cast iron cookware and I love it. I'm so happy with it. I don't know how I ever lived without it. And as of right now, I only have one cast iron pan and I've basically been doing all of my cooking in it. Eventually, I want to get a couple more, just different sizes, just so that I have different options. So if you didn't know, non-stick or Teflon is just a name brand, has a chemical called PFOA, and that's basically what makes it non-stick. So I personally choose to stay away from that. It's not something that I'm interested in being in my food. Not to mention that cast iron lasts forever. It's a way better investment financially, and there's actually health benefits to using cast iron, like it helps up your iron in your food when you cook with cast iron. And all over, I'm just so happy with this swap. I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. And then another swap that I made about a year ago is switching from tampons to a menstrual cup. And I'm happy to do a whole video more about this, but basically conventional tampons are just not good for you at all. They're bleached and they're made of cotton, which just is a bad combination to be inside your body. Not to mention they're expensive, they are terrible for the environment, they produce a ton of waste. So a menstrual cup is a much better option financially, environmentally, and for your own health. Okay, and the last one is going to be a little bit controversial, but we do not have a microwave in our home. We never have. Actually, that's a lie. We had one for like 6 months and we never used it. Like not one time. It was gifted to us and yeah. And I'm totally aware that the research on microwaves is definitely not conclusive, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a risk. There might be harm in using it, and we've just gotten so used to not having a microwave that I have no desire to have one. I don't think that it's a necessity. People think that we're so crazy for not having a microwave, but when we need to heat stuff up, I just turn on the oven. It takes about 10 minutes, so yes, you have to plan ahead a little bit, but food tastes so much better when it's warmed up in the oven. Or you can also just heat up a pan and just like quickly heat something up on the stove. It's a tiny bit less convenient, but I honestly think it's worth it and I don't miss it. So those are a few really easy swaps that I've made in my home. I hope that those encourage you to make some swaps in your own home. And just remember that it's all about baby steps. It's all about changing one thing at a time, and those little changes really add up and make a huge difference in your life. So again, if you like this video and if you want to see more content like this on my channel, please give it a thumbs up or let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already done so, please make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.